If I could, there you are, Eric, come on up here.
All right.
The director of Freak, Eric Casaccio. Yes. I have a couple of notes I wanted to make before this. Does that work too? Is that fine?
Testing.
Testing.
Agree. Oh, we both have mics.
I know. Well, welcome to Fort Worth.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
You've been here before, haven't you?
Yes, about 10 years ago, actually.
And it's changed quite a bit.
It has. It's grown.
Yes. It has? No, I'm kidding. What did you do?
Well,
Yes. I get in front of a director and I get all excited. Anyway, tell us a little bit about, I saw it from the back, and I have to admit, I thought that was a lot, there was a lot of things in the film for me personally that just kind of struck a chord, but I'm curious, how did you get inspired to do Freak?
Well, it was interesting. Originally, back in 2010, I took a class at UCLA Extension. It was called Making Your Own Mini Movies, and I kind of wanted to go in really prepared, so I decided to write a script, and I wrote the script. And then I wrote it, and I'm like, this is going to be way too hard to do as a class project. And so I did a movie called The Test first, and then after the test, I thought, okay, I'm ready to make another movie, and I went right into pre-production right afterwards with it.
Okay.
So, but on a more ironic level of the project, Aaron Merkin played the lead, who's a very good friend of mine. He's been in several projects that I've worked on stage, off stage, both as an actor and as a director. And the way I directed Aaron in the whole project, I always said to him, you are an individual that has been bullied your entire life, from your early childhood all the way up into your adulthood. And he was an individual that basically nobody understands or even wants to understand, and he isolates himself, from the world and tries to decorate it with, butterflies on the phone and try to make things better for him. You know what I mean?
Was that really your phone?
No, it's a problem. It's a problem. I wanted to make sure I covered Panasonic. Make sure that was on camera. Then I shot the film in June 2010, and then I finished the film in September, and then all the gay teen suicides happened. And it was just interesting. He called me up and he's like, I can't believe the way you directed me and what you gave me on Freak and what's happening now. And that was more of the irony of the whole thing for me and the discovery, which I thought was very bizarre.
And did you experience any bullying growing up? I mean, kind of to write a script like that, where did that come from?
Oh, yeah. I did, and as an adult, it kept me for a long time. It wasn't until a couple of years ago that I really figured out how to put boundaries up from people that are bullying you. And I think bullying doesn't stop. I think it continues in your adult life. It continues in the workplace. It continues on a project that you're working on, anything. It doesn't just happen in junior high school, high school. It keeps going. And what I think is good about, what's something good about being bullied is you kind of finally learn how to deal with things maturely, which I think is in this story when Randall / Sophia says, yes, maybe we can. I mean, when I directed him, I didn't want him to dig into him and say, yeah, look, I'm better than you because I'm on a television series and you're a loser waiting tables. I didn't want that. I didn't want it to come out that way. I wanted it to be, listen, I said, you're gonna turn around, you're gonna look at him, you're gonna accept him for who he is, even though he really can't accept you the way you are, and you're gonna be the better person, you're gonna move on. And I think that is a really important message in what's going on in the world today.
Excellent, thank you. Any questions from the audience that we have? Anyone? No? Yes, right here in the front.
Do you have other projects you're working on now?
Yes, I have a pilot that I wrote that I've been working on for about 10 years. I literally just finished another draft of it. It's called Gregory, and it all takes place in high school, actually. The main character is a gay teenager who is very politically aware and started a gay, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender alliance in his high school. But he's looking for a change in his life, and he's trying to figure out where he fits in and where he belongs, primarily. So I'm trying to basically shop that around right now. And then I have a documentary idea that I want to do, and I started writing a memoir a couple of years ago, and what I realized is what I was writing was a big monologue, not really a memoir. So But through that experience, I wrote about maybe 10 chapters, and there's this one chapter in particular that I really want to turn into a short film that actually deals with bullying. So, I like stories. My favorite kind of stories are stories that you're dealing with an underdog character, like Randall / Sophia, or Ugly Betty, or characters like that. I really connect with those characters, and I'm finding myself wanting to tell stories like that more and more every day. So.
Any other questions? Yes.
So I think you mentioned that you reshot something or changed something after you had finished shooting.
Yes. The last scene of the film, when Dale comes out in his smock, we see him dressed up as a waiter. When we first shot the film, we had the smock tied down, so you really couldn't tell what it, the whole image of him being a waiter didn't really come off that well. It came off a little bit, but it wasn't as prevalent as it is now. When you see him, like visually, that okay, his life isn't really going very well. So we reshot it with him having the smock up, and then I added a line in there. I added, congratulations on the show. He's saying congratulations on the show, but what he's really saying is, I hate you and I want to have your life. That kind of thing. That line wasn't in there originally, and I wanted to show that a little bit. And also show the fact that, it's almost like when Facebook first came out and you have all these people from high school that may have bullied you or trying to be your best friend on Facebook because, whatever. And it kind of has that theme in it, like, now you want to be nice to me because I am somebody doing something. Not because you really authentically care,
Any other questions? Can't see? No? Okay. Thank you, Eric. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thanks very much. And you can meet Eric and visit him a little bit more at the after party. If you stick around after tonight, we're having a party which